Yeah. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Asylum. We are broadcasting live from the Comic Asylum Palm Desert in beautiful Palm Desert, California, and we are waiting for JR to show up. So we might kind of go in and out. There's Chick. Hi, Chick. Chick, who's always swears she's not camera ready. No, I'm not. So yeah, we're still waiting for JaVale to show up, or not JaVale, for JR to show up. So like I said, we might just see a little background from time to time on the stream, but we're gonna be here till 3 o'clock talking about stuff. Might have some drinks with the host, and so yeah. So we're gonna pause here just for a second, gonna get our bearings here. We had to get on the air at 1 o'clock, so let's see who is popping on. We got someone on YouTube already popping on. Wonder if it's Atner.
Okay, next time you tell me that I need to be camera ready, okay?
You're always camera ready.
No,
You're always camera ready.
Next time.
Does everyone agree? She's a 10.
Probably that hair you talking. The hair would have thrown me off. No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna go again. I just let my hair go up, so it's like I have to put down that one.
It's all like, oh, I'm gonna try and do some at least, because I don't wanna.
We still feel like it.
Wow, I don't know how. He wants a John Wick.
Okay, so this one is Hey y'all. Hi.
Hey girl, hey.
you don't want to teach them, you just want to cuss. Hi guys. Hello.
What up?
There you go.
All right, so we are live from the asylum, and we are.
Let me check the. Let's go. Let me check the action.
All right. Hold on. Here comes the real boss right here. This is Nydia. So Nydia has been with 2 years now.
I think so.
Oh my gosh, how do you not remember?
I think.
Did you start before? Did you start before the pandemic?
No, after.
Perfect. Well, we are here. We're doing a new setup here. I can't, for now, you know. Oh wait, hold on. I can take that ticker off there. We're live. So.
This is actually our first
Hold on, I just gotta do this.
Well, first of all, this is the first time we've done the show together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen him. Shoot, how many times have I seen you in like the last 2 years?
The last 2 years, but like, how many times we got here?
I think maybe less than 10 times we've seen each other in the last 2 years in person. There's Chicky, camera ready.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She said she's shy, but she's not really shy.
Get a couple shots in her.
The Dragon Queen of the Valley.
Yes. Dragon Lady.
Dragon Lady of the Valley,
Dragon Lady.
aka the most protected woman in the Valley for comics. Number one shot caller, aka what do you call it?
I love that, like, all of you guys' compliments. It's just like really, it triggers me to like be more into it.
Do you just not like being nice?
I'm always nice.
She's Filipino, dude. She takes every compliment. You take every compliment as
Like what does that mean? What's that supposed to mean?
I think it's like the way we were brought up. It's like we were not supposed to be inclined to take compliments. So growing up, blame my mom for that. Thank you, mom. Because they won't give us like compliments, and we just like tough it up, talk it up.
It feels too like we weren't really complimented. We were insulted less. Like
Yes, exactly.
if we did something right, we were insulted less than we should have been.
Yeah, like I think the biggest thing with the conversation is like, because I'm not light skinned, as you guys can you guys see?
I don't think you hear.
Oh yeah, you probably can't see. You know what? I've been trying to do this for like the past hour, and I get sidetracked all the time. I'm like, I see squirrel, and then like, oh, you know, and all the conversation today at the store is like literally 15 to 20 to 30 minutes. So anyway,
When are we open till 5?
till 5.
Till 5. We have exclusive prints still on sale.
We do have some exclusive prints.
1 for 50, 2 for 80.
We still have those that we ran out of.
Yeah,
those.
no, we have some more,
Canvases?
but we gotta like save some for the pool members. But I have like 10 more available for you guys.
Okay.
This is what I've been working on. I'm trying to do whatnot.
Oh, Whatnot's coming up at
At 3 o'clock.
It's gonna be 4 to no, I'm sorry.
Would you
3
like?
to 5.
I'm offering this so that when people piss you off, you can just. Hi guys, how you doing? Beautiful day seeing you.
the chip filter.
Is it?
Yes.
Like I can cuss and stuff.
You can.
Because anyway,
No, I
JR
don't
said a lot
cuss.
worse.
I've said much worse.
You want to see Javelle? All right, you want to see well, you see Javelle curse too. You want to see JR curse?
No,
Yeah.
don't.
No,
Don't bring it
I've
up.
seen it.
That's a trigger word.
Amber turd.
Amber turd.
Amber turd. So
He's
anyway,
falling back.
There's women here, and I love all of them, so I'm not gonna say anything very
well,
degrading.
not all women are bad.
Exactly, not all of them, but
Same
these
thing.
fucking whore.
I
But it's
think-
gonna the stuff that I have about
when
her.
we ask for equality, I
Yes.
mean, you know,
Everyone gets these hands.
heck yeah. I mean, if you smack me, I'm gonna smack you back.
Since we're talking cultures and let's talk culture and movies.
Okay.
I heard there's going to be a sequel to Crazy Rich Asians.
Of course.
Yeah, am I gonna be on it? Because
No, but
I've been
Seymour
not
Lewis.
invited. Huh?
Simu Lu's going to be in it, and apparently he's trying to boot the original cast.
What?
That's what I'm hearing.
So please, if you're there, if you ever need Filipino,
A Filipino that's not some horrid freaking trope worker in the store. That's the flamboyantly gay guy, and that was it. Yeah, actual Filipino lady, badass right here, aka Dragon Lady.
call my agents. You got them. But just seriously, I mean, I've thrown it out there in the universe. I would like to be Sulk. If I haven't even
She's not getting insulted. She insulted the main guy for.
If you're listening, oh wait, no, wait. Well, you got to be Aqua. What was her name?
No.
Oh, her?
Why?
She's not a nurse anymore.
What am I saying? Is she
Big Stop was a nurse.
Oh my god.
Isn't that what it is? It's just the
She's a nurse.
Just
The
a
Philip-
wave versus
No,
nurse?
No,
Wave.
wave. Yeah,
Wave.
wave.
No, I like oh my god, Silk.
Okay.
Silk more. I've
you've been
fallen in love
obsessed
with
with
the
Silk
character.
since the day I mentioned.
Yeah.
I know she's Korean, but Filipinos can act too.
Get one of the canvases
Oh yeah.
if you can. Just we'll promote. We promoted it last night for the canvas.
Okay.
Specifically, we'll show the one.
Sorry guys.
One left.
Only one left, really?
Oh,
No, that's
Oh, this thing.
it's just the Silk one.
Yeah. So the silk one right here. We showed this.
So I'm gonna sit down here and behave.
So we showed this last night, and it is an amazing cover. An amazing cover, of course.
That's the second print, or that's the other print.
Yeah, it's the print. But this one specifically is strictly for Comic Asylum here. Exclusive print from the one, the only Pablo Pancho, and so Pancho else. So yeah, they're gonna do a whatnot in
4 o'clock. We determined.
4 o'clock. Yeah, so about almost 3 hours right now. So we got a little bit of playtime to get with. G plug. I like how this is his version. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. Other than that, man, we chilling.
Yeah, we're just chilling. What's up to our followers are on? I think it's all everyone from. It's our Twitch followers. So it's that gaming.
Yeah, man.
Did you game last night?
Yeah, no, I didn't get a chance. I knocked out, man. I knocked out. Again, we are coming to you live at Comic Asylum Palm Desert, California. They're having their 6th anniversary.
Yep.
I think it was yesterday. I think actually,
Technically, yeah.
yesterday. But then we had we're having like the weekend type of thing, Labor Day weekend, all that stuff too.
Usually it's a full on party.
Yeah.
For the Memorial. Is it usually Memorial Day weekend or is it like the weekend before?
Memorial Day.
Anyways, so yeah, we always say it was on a Saturday. They would do the raffle or some kind of auction, and then of course that would give us the wherewithal or the free for all to drink, and to get Q hammered, and we turn them into Oprah Winfrey. You get a CGC. You get a CGC. Yeah, Q, you giving away CGCs this weekend?
Yeah, that's right.
No, we did bring him a. We brought him a Termana. The tradition continues that you pay homage to the king by bringing alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, I brought was it last year? So I brought what was the tequila that I brought? Patron. It's still here, man. No one. Well, granted, like people didn't really drink because COVID and all that stuff, but
It killed COVID.
Yeah, I mean, it killed COVID.
Patron kill COVID.
I don't know, but we were gonna find out.
We're gonna find out if The Rock kills COVID. Yeah, right over there, man.
I mean, yeah, COVID a couple years back. Remember that? But yeah, it's having an anniversary here. It's pretty cool. It's pretty chill. It was super busy yesterday, man.
Oh my gosh, it was nuts.
It was busy from like we closed at 6 and we're going to 7. And it was still busy because they had a freaking they had someone doing inks here, bro. They had someone doing tattoos. That was wild.
Oh, yeah, what was it? Who was it? There was Mad Hatter. Or no, who was
I
it?
forgot it necessarily his name, man. But that guy is cool. I wanted to like actually get a legit tat, but like that would took 7 hours.
But they were doing what they just in henna or
No, it was full on
tats.
full tats, bro. That's permanent.
So someone got Superman last night?
No, but I forgot. It was Nick. Who else was there? Like 3 or 4 of the regulars.
Okay.
They got leg tattoos, arm tattoo. Yeah, I wanted a full on like tribal sleeve. He's Filipino, the guy who did it, and so I wanted a tribal sleeve, aka the rock, kind of like what the Rock got, but like it's all in Filipino and Polynesian. So, but that would took like 7 hours and probably
he's still technically working on his.
Yeah, it was 7 hours and possibly $1,000. So it's like I gotta work on that. I still got a bunch of stuff to pay for. I still got a statue here. I got 2 statues here to pay for, man. So It's been a cool shop.
We got to.
Bro, you don't just take stuff.
Yeah, we got Sean Murphy. We just get Sean Murphy here.
Yeah, that's White Knight #1. I think that's like $30 right now.
Swipe night.
I need one.
I just saw that. I was like, I love that run. It just.
Yeah, White Knight.
Yeah, just I really enjoyed it. I just
It's Sean Gordon Murphy, man. It's Sean Gordon Murphy. I have a freaking man crush on that guy. Him and Keanu Reeves.
The Sean Murphy DC Black Label books have just been because he did Batman White Knight.
Yeah.
And he's done Beyond Night. He did didn't he do the wasn't he the one that did the Harley Quinn one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did basically everything from the White Knight like universe style, where Batman is seen as the bad guy and Joker is the good guy. Where Joker is he is semi like normal and became like mayor or some shit or DA. Yeah, that's his whole world, and so they gave him like everything for it, and so it's been selling crazy. Yeah, it's insane. So that's a good book that's in front of get right now. I've been trying to get some other books. I've been just trying to save money, dude.
Yeah, so you got to replace your chair. You got to replace the computer.
You gotta replace the computer.
Don't
replace
replace
the
the microphone.
I I'm not gonna replace the microphone. No, I need to spend like $3,000 to $4,000 in the next couple of months because of just like stuff we gotta do for a wedding, my car, everything. So I haven't necessarily been going here. That and I've been injured too. We talking about that shit. That shit sucked.
Yeah, it's a big deal for JR to be here right now.
Bro, like it's been so bad my health wise. Like I missed the funeral.
Oh, you didn't make it? You just went to the wake?
I went to the wake, and then the next day I just felt like my freaking body was anxious. So I missed the funeral. I missed a couple of baby showers, right? And so like people are like, dude, like where you been? Like, bro, I'm getting old. I'm getting old, and I ache everywhere. So like it's yeah, your boy hasn't been feeling great, but overall, man, it's been fun. It's been really fun right now. It's been really fun being able to get back and just see people. I finally see this guy.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah, we're here at what's up, Nydia? You want to what? Right now we have
averaging about 3 apart. It's just more small because like everyone tends to like watch our Facebook stuff. It's crazy. You want to say hi?
I already did.
So we have one of the awesome right now.
oh, come back.
Hello, everybody. Not bad.
Okay, but yeah,
Have a good day, y'all.
there's definitely one of the awesome workers here at Comic Asylum, man.
You make your own.
They don't taste as good when Nydia would bring them from Krispy Kreme.
Oh
I
yeah.
like you guys' background hair. I mean, look at the art behind. What was? Oh my
That
God.
looks like original. Are those
Yeah,
those?
can you look, please, JR? 'Cause
Wow.
JR can see it.
Wow.
Went from I'm not camera ready to get the fuck out of the way.
Like, oh my God, look at this. Who did this? Whose artist is this? Is this an upcoming artist? Oh my God.
appearing now at Asylum Con.
As you can see, the Filipino came out of her.
Wow.
It is a very
Stereotyping. What's
is-
up with that?
It's a very distinctive stereotype. Talaga, I'm on camera. I need to sing.
Yeah, I could say shit.
You can.
Yeah.
I've said
It's
much
your store.
worse. I've said much worse.
Yeah, as I said, to say it, man, it hurt.
I'm gonna punch you off camera, bro.
I'm trying to get my boy triggered.
Bro, I nearly got canceled. I nearly got canceled by people because they said like, dude, how can you freaking like, you gotta believe on women? Like, I do. I believe the women on Johnny's side.
We've talked about it before. I mean, he's no choir boy, but
They both got freaking problems.
she got major problems.
Yeah.
Hammer turd. Literally.
I ain't trying to say that, man. Like, I understand why people say that, right? But you know me, I hate mob mentality, right? We have a tendency to, like, as people, adopt certain mobs, right? And go to certain. I understand that both of them have problems. I understand that both of them need help. But I have started to stay in therapy because, like I said, man, she profiteered off an actual movement where this was an example set out by one of the I think Ben Chu, I think the head, like his head lawyer, where it goes like in the world of Me Too, the only Me Too comes from Johnny's camp with Amber Heard. Usually, if it's a phenomenon, you have multiple people in that saying no, also Me Too. I was
and
this too.
and she was the only one.
She was only one.
And we know in the past he's recovering alcohol, or the drug user, alcoholic, whatever.
You know what?
But it wasn't until that it's Amber Heard's lawyers going like, "Hey, we need you." That Johnny Depp's exes started coming out of the woodwork. So.
And all of them said no. If anything, I remember the detective that she hired in order to try and find a lot of his dirt, right? And so the detective he that she hired went out for like I think a year or so trying to find stuff from looking at old people, saying like looking for like people from his old lives. And he came back to her saying, no, everybody said that they love him. He's been generous. He's the most generous person. He's the most kind person. He's this, and that. And like the only thing that you heard is that when he become angry, he did have his moments. He would take his stuff out on objects because he would rather hurt objects and destroy objects rather than hurting people. And so
I was trying to think. I read something this morning that they're already looking to replace her. She's apparently only has like 10 minutes of airtime on Aquaman 2.
I'm telling you, bro. If Emilia Clarke gets it, bro, I'll be happy. If Emilia Clarke gets it, Emilia Clarke or even who was a good Mara that I saw?
Oh, that's who I heard.
Madeline. Actually, I like Madeline Fresh. I think that's her name is. She was in the CW's Riverdale. She's the redhead in Riverdale.
The one that I had heard this morning was Blake Lively.
Really?
That Blake Lively is supposedly interested in playing the role. She fits the role. She kind of looks, and she has the same kind of body style as Amber Heard.
Yeah.
And well, she's been in the superhero game before, but not a successful one. But she knows the DC universe.
I mean, granted, she met her husband through it.
Yeah.
And so it's not really. It can be successful in a certain way. Granted, like it's. Yeah, it's fun. I'll be fine with either or, man. It's just more so like it was crazy, dude. Like you had to hire the CEO of a company for him to say no. The reason why we hired you is because you suck as an actress. You have no chemistry. Like we didn't fire you because of all this stuff. We fired you because you think you're Johnny. You think you're Jason Momoa and deserve to be paid like Jason Momoa. No. Oh.
Why did you block my artwork again?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even show the artwork on your shirt.
No, my artwork behind you guys is that.
Yeah. So they have. I think they've been doing it again. They've been trying to do a bunch of like Thursday or Friday at like nights where they would do events here in the store, and they've done this for like the last 5 years. Actually. Except for during COVID, so technically, 5 years. Where
we started doing game nights again.
Yeah.
Like maybe about a month ago. That was on. They used to do Wednesdays with new release.
Yep.
I don't remember what we would do on Thursdays, but Friday was game night.
Yep.
And then, like I said, usually there was like 1 or 2 nights a year.
I'm just taking stuff out.
Oh.
I'm just gonna show some stuff.
All right. Wait. Oh, you just grab a CGCs? Where? What did he? You gonna hop on? Oh, here
I
comes Chicky.
just want you guys to focus on this
Oh, here comes the artwork.
upcoming artist. Okay.
Chicky, did you get your Instagram post put up yet?
Yes.
3 hours later.
Thank you.
All right, what do we got? What'd you steal for the CGC wall?
Oh no, that's very bad word.
Oh yeah, sorry. What did you borrow temporarily or permanently?
Oh.
Oh,
I've been meaning to get this one. Like they still, it's crazy. Like they got this one right here. It is the
1 in 1,000.
1 in 1,000, the Free Comic Book Day, Judgment Day for X-Men, Pete Moco variant. I think Canis got one because they got 2 of these, so they got 2,000 copies. And so I actually intend to probably buy. I wanted to buy this. I wanted to drop down some money yesterday, but like I freaking can't. So
Yeah, I almost bought it the other day, but I don't know what chick was asking for it, but I wasn't ready to. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Street Fighter. So the nice house in the lake. This is actually good. I need to actually start pulling this one again. Hopefully, I'll start pulling when I have more influx of cash that I'm able to just like spend stuff. So this is a cool one to see.
What the hell?
Yeah, man, this is actually more recent one. The Spider-Man. I know.
Moon Knight?
No. Actually,
Is that Batman Who Laughs?
no. This is. I think it is Moon Knight, but I think this is also like reminds me of Gore as well.
Oh no, man.
It might be from specifically the new run. That's the Spider-Man 9.8, 24, the Nick Spencer story. which is he's doing awesome with. And Venom Annual right here. This if people remember this cover, this is the who did this cover? It's a Clayton Crane cover, but at the same time, it's like it's a Clayton Crane cover, but like it just reminds me very much of the original cover that or the original like line art or art that was in Venom 1 during Cates' run. That was cool to see. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here, but I will say if you fucking try to come through with horrible intentions, you will meet me.
Yeah, not a good day to fuck with.
Not today. Not today. Yeah.
And if you want to beat JR to this, it's available now. I'll
Yeah.
take any offers, cash preferably.
I mean, that's an awesome book to see. Yeah.
It is. It was funny was I didn't think that I would fall for Peach Momoko like I did, but like over the last year or so, I think from like the X-Men run, and when she started doing her book Demon Knights.
Demon Days.
I'm sorry, Demon Days. I really kind of enjoyed and kind of got into that. I don't want to say it's Japanimation, but it's kind of like it's like a little
it's anime. It's basically anime.
Yeah.
It's like she's Japanese, of course, Momoko, and so there's art style that really reflects that of like the chibi form anime style of Japan. And so I think that really resonated with a lot of people here, specifically because like, hey man, as much as I look for comics, bro, anime has been freaking kicking their asses day in day out for the last like 5-6 years now, or maybe even longer than that, and yeah, it's they definitely needed some level. Comics definitely needed some level of like story or art in order for people to come back and buy this stuff. Granted, you know, collectors are always gonna buy this stuff, like you and I, but like you know, the casual, the layman, they're that read more so of like One Piece or My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer. They're gonna look at this and say, "Oh, that's pretty. It looks very much like anime. I'll buy it." Granted, this is probably $350, so maybe not this specific one, but yeah, it's cool to see. We are again in. Well, I just need to cheap plug this live from the Asylum Comic Asylum here in Palm Desert, California.
I'll throw the you see it in the background. But I'll throw the logo up here in a second.
I've never seen this version. Why do you have the Falcons?
I have what?
Why is that? Is that Atlanta? Oh, it's your issue. Okay, never mind.
It's other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm about to say, bro, we gonna have a fight right now. Not joking. I'm joking. But yeah. Here live from Comic Asylum, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us, whether you're watching us live or watching via whenever you want to catch up, or even during our audio format.
Yeah,
so
we'll
like
have the audio format for this. For the user watching live, we'll have the audio format, and like I said, it'll probably be. I'll have to go in it because there's gonna be a lot of like we're gonna take little breaks and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, granted, like I've always enjoyed the setup of like actually talking.
Yeah.
So we need to do more of this stuff right here because I feel like when we're doing it via streaming on it.
Yeah,
it's
through Skype or
yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah. Oh, actually, since we're here, how do you want to just talk about just small bits and pieces like other movies and stuff like that, like the ones we've watched recently?
Well, let's see. We're still
I
talking about Doctor Strange yet.
Okay, we haven't talked about our Strange, but like we could talk about Batman just a little bit.
Let's talk about Batman. We've been teasing it for.
Yeah.
All right, who like Batman? Check, you like Batman?
I'm a Batman.
Okay. Oh, the movie.
Movie.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did Jaeger see it?
Yeah.
What's that?
You saw Batman, right?
You saw Batman?
Come here.
All right. Was that Black Label number one?
I think.
Oh yeah! Don't block the artwork.
Oh
Hey,
my.
Can you make sure
Oh,
you know?
everybody.
Can you really?
Like prison rules. Here.
I know. But yeah, again.
Oh my God, this space right here. What's happening? What is happening here? What is happening? Oh, sorry.
You're like,
Oh my goodness.
I
So,
swear to God, like the
it's actually
dad
one of
from
my oldest
15
homies right here.
Wow.
Yeah, like how long have you known each other now? Like 5 years?
Almost that. I
Yeah.
think I've been out here almost 5 years. So I'd say about 4.
4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've this of course is
our very own agent of Shield.
I wore that shirt
yeah.
day one of the convention last week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody caught it. Nobody
Really?
Because you have a.
I have one from the pilot crew. Yeah.
That's like, you have a crew shirt. You have a.
Yeah.
What do you call it? It's not a. It was before. It wasn't after. It wasn't a rap kit. Was it?
It was a wrap gift for the pilot episode.
Okay. Cool. So for those who don't know, this is one Andrew Yeager. You catch him at Jucifer at Instagram. He's one of the upcoming artists here in the Valley. I can't say homegrown because he's not necessarily from here, but
Yeah.
You're on the masthead for 111 Comics.
Yep.
111 Press.
Yeah, on press.
And of course, we're anxiously waiting issue number 3.
Well,
4, 2.5.
4 is almost done. It's been almost done for like a year. It's
Yeah.
just like
The press.
Wait,
everything just kind of stalled out. So.
And this is
100 Thieves.
Was it
100 Thieves.
100 Thieves? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
40 Thieves.
40 Thieves.
40 Thieves, sorry.
So you did
100
get
Thieves is
2
the
out-
organization.
You got 2 issues out before the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and then 3 hasn't.
3 has been done forever.
It's
It
just-
has a cover and everything.
It's just we were waiting on print.
Yeah, we were waiting on like the printer, but the printer was like on complete lockdown unless it was like emergency. And they were, I think, allowed to have like one worker in the building so that they could make like labels for ventilator machines for the ER or something like
Okay.
that. And then 4, I want to say, needs a cover and like the credits page or something like that. It was like,
We got an artist over here. We should get a variant, maybe.
yeah, exactly. Well, you know, Pancho and I are we're new friends. I'm gonna keep in touch with him. So.
Babe,
See what we get.
going into a conversation, I know he's also not only an amazing artist, but he's also worked in the business of entertainment for quite a while, here and there. And so, like, I know that you have some very riveting thoughts of the Batman. I talked about that before.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I left the theater feeling like I had finally seen like a truly scary Batman.
Yeah.
Film.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I love telling this story. So, you know, like if you stick around for the end credits, they flash the URL.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And so I saw that and I was like, oh man, that's so cool. I got to go home and see if I can find that. But I couldn't make it work because I kept putting in like www or something like that, right? So I was like, well, that's not working. And finally I was just like, all right, forget it. I'm going to sleep. And I had the most violent dreams. And so I woke up in the middle of the night at like 5 a.m., couldn't sleep. And I was like, wait a minute, I just figured it out. I know how to find this website. So I get on the website and they hadn't changed it yet. Like they changed it the day after it was officially in theaters. And it was like there were 3 riddles. And I got through 2 of them. And the third one, I was like, I can't fucking think of the answer, you know? I don't know what it is. So finally it's like 7:30 in the morning. The sun is up. I feel like the movie induced bad dreams are gone. Went to sleep like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It hits me. I was like, I know the answer. So I go back to the webpage and they've changed it. And now the riddles are gone.
Okay.
But I don't know, like the fact that it was so interactive like that, like their marketing campaign, and then I kept going back and they kept changing it and adding new Easter eggs and spoilers and all that. But the movie itself, I mean, I when I draw now, sometimes I put on Michael Giacchino's score for that movie, and it's like a 2-hour freight train to hell. You know, it's just like so dark and evocative.
Oh God, it was the way for me, it felt very much like it was the most true to form Batman film.
Yeah.
And I know that there's gonna be people be saying, well, you know, there's better Batman films, right?
Yeah.
Dark Knight, or even some people will like Dark Knight Rises too. For me, because of being such a huge fan of Batman, I feel like this was the best Batman film for me.
Yeah.
Because of how much it stayed true to form to the comics and the source material.
Yeah.
Just from like knowing that even though you have Bruce Wayne the Batman, he wasn't necessarily even though he's the main character, he wasn't the main point driving. It was more so like everything else, the mystery of Riddler, the mystery of like, you know, what did Bruce's father do to the city in this huge plot line of like, you know, what does this mean? And I love that they did small hints of it right in the very, very beginning of foreshadowing, but you don't need to pay attention to it until it became way more necessary, like they would do in books.
Yeah.
Like it would, like I'm just reminded.
They drop a few clues and you miss them, and it's like, you know, I think the beautiful part of this film was that you actually get to see Bruce Wayne,
Four to six.
you know, come into his own. Like, he hasn't fully embraced the idea that he needs to be both Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And they point on that. They're like, yeah, you're not really doing anything philanthropic. You're not really helping the city. And because he's just focusing on breaking skulls,
Yeah.
And at the end of the film, he realizes, like, no, I have to be more than that.
Yeah.
And he becomes like the complete package. And I think the only gripe I've heard from people is that they kind of did all of that in the first Nolan movie,
Yeah.
and it was like, well, okay, but that's, DC's not doing 100% continuity across all different films and platforms. So they kind of said, like, we've gone off on a little tangent.
Yeah.
It's year two.
Yeah.
They said it was based on year two, and you
felt,
get to see him grow.
Yeah, it felt very much like, I forget which particular film it was, but where it didn't. They don't care if you're brand new to it. They'll just drop you into it. If you know, you know. If you don't, hey, just hang off the ride.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about reading comic books in particular. Is like, like I loved Wolverine growing up, but it was like every issue he had to remind you that, hey, he's got adamantium claws and a healing factor. It's like, yes, dude, I know.
Yeah.
Like with the Batman, was like they took kind of the Spider-Man Homecoming approach. Was like Kevin Feige said, when we do Spider-Man Homecoming, we've seen Uncle Ben. We've seen.
We don't need to do the origin story again.
We don't need to see him get bit by the spider, and the way they naturally did it albeit over 4 movies, it just worked. We didn't miss it, and then I think they paid it off with Uncle Ben. And with this one's like they didn't need to see Thomas and Martha get shot again.
We just see him still dealing with it, years later. He still hasn't fully come to terms with it. He said he has, but he hasn't.
Yeah, obviously not.
Because again, I in the short time I've switched from being a DC guy to a more Marvel guy in the comic books. What did you think of them kind of almost vilifying Thomas Wayne a little bit?
It feels very much like it's definitely applying for the Owls. I feel like it's very much in that of like New 52 era. Like honestly, for me, the best thing of New 52 was the Batman run, and maybe some of Wonder Woman, because that was those plot lines taken from New 52 into Rebirth, where Court of the Owls, Year Zero. Even now, I'm already looking at possibly a jokes and riddles, a war of jokes and riddles in.
Spoiler alert!
Sorry, those who read the comics, as well as like jokes and riddles going into possibly City of Bane, I think.
Yeah,
that's the one. As well as like so many other things, and like they've already layered so much into so like very like I see it already happening. As a longtime fan of Batman, as a reader of the more recent books, specifically going from a little bit of Rebirth, a little bit of New 52 into Rebirth into Longer There, where it's like I see what the filmmakers, and I forgot the director's name. He's amazing. He's a director
of the Batman.
Yeah,
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves. And so like I know it's in great hands. That's the biggest thing. It's in great hands already. He's a huge Batman nerd. I think he's not as huge as a nerd as Robert Pattinson, which that's great to hear too, because he loved Batman growing up. He constantly reads it. I've seen him reference Batman Europa, and that already like got my ears up. Like you
that's an obscure one almost. Yeah.
And so he's talking about like the type of fine lines between of knowing like who's the villain, who's the hero against Batman and Joker in that sense. Where that like really took my ears up. Like okay, they got the right guy.
Yeah. Well, going back to what you were talking about with Thomas Wayne, I was actually a little worried when I saw the trailer. So there's no spoiler here, but in the trailer you see him standing there, and you see on the ground he's written "Sins of the Father."
Yeah.
And someone told me like they're making it seem like Thomas Wayne was a bad guy, and I'm like, I'm not on board with that on account of it's like I think what this film did well was it sort of shattered Bruce Wayne's illusions that his parents were saints.
Yeah.
And I think like, if you grow up in a, let's call it normal, but like a decent household, you think your parents are really great people.
Yeah, of course.
You butt heads with them, you go through those periods where you're like a teenager. I did too,
Yeah.
But, you end up, thinking like, oh, my parents are good people. And then like one day you realize they're people just like I've become. An adult. Like they've got their flaws, their skeletons in the closet. And so that's what this film was. It was digging into the skeletons of the Wayne family. And of course they change Martha Kane to Martha Arkham.
Yeah.
which I was okay with. I mean, you know, we're not. They had already established we're not going full canon,
Yeah,
you know,
we're not
continuity on
prime
this.
one. Yeah,
But you know, I thought it was nice to make Bruce sort of challenge the things he had been holding dear
yeah.
for the last 15 years of his life, and
Yeah.
making him realize like you have to step it up because of that. It was another nice touch.
Which I do believe still is very much in like Core of the Owls, which
Mhm.
that time which that specific story arc happened because you were Martha and Thomas, they were part of it, and
Yeah.
you see this huge world just transformation of like who the Waynes were,
Yeah.
and as well as like the depths you'd have to go, the dirt, the amount of like how much they had had their hands dirty,
Yeah.
doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a great type of thing. Like no one is innocent.
I've always loved those kind of stories where you have to, like you said, you have to get your hands dirty in order to do the greater good, and they've touched on that in previous Batman movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, also like, dude, if you want to be part of this society and and work within the system, you're gonna have to play ball.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the Court of Owls represented. And so, you know, if you're like the best one in a society of bad people, it's like you still got dirt on you.
Yeah, and it's very. I like that type of ideology standpoint out there, or I guess philosophy out there, because like it's very much resembles real life, and that's why I love.
It's the
Batman
shades of
over-
gray
Absolutely.
rather than
because
making
it's more
things
so like
absolute.
especially in this time we live in now where people want purists,
Yeah.
which is like it's never gonna happen.
Yeah. And I gotta say, all of my heroes have always been the troubled heroes. You know, like Wolverine, James Bond.
Yeah.
You know, Batman.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like people who have something to overcome.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just boring.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but going back into the movie per se, just everything from the art style, cinematography, the type of like pacing. That even though people are saying the pacing was super slow for them, I love that aspect because of how much it showed for me the detective side of Batman.
Yeah,
that was a big thing for me. Like a majority of like Batman movies I've watched, they hardly got into the detective side. They really got more into the campy, boom pow.
Yeah, they did a little bit of it in Dark Knight. You know, where he's
Yeah.
got to like re-engineer the bullet and find an address and that sort of thing. But this was very much like I'm a man of singular purpose.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care about anything else. And because of that, I think, after his like 2 years of doing that, he's gotten used to the idea that he can solve every problem just with his fists.
Yeah.
And then he starts to realize, like, man, I'm a step behind this guy, whoever he is, every step of the way.
Which is great.
Yeah. And so that, like I said, it was a great learning movie, a growth movie for the Bruce Wayne Batman duality, like trying to integrate those and realizing I need to be both.
Later.
So you guys.
I will say that I was telling JR was when I watched it, I texted him like maybe 10 minutes into the movie, and I was just like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And there was like the moment where Commissioner Gordon, Detective Gordon, brings just flat out brings Batman into the crime scene.
Yeah.
And it was just like, to me, that was ripped right from the comic books, like just him like.
And the start of that sequence where it's his POV, he's the camera, and you just see everyone looking right at the camera, like, what's this guy doing here?
Yeah.
You know?
I love that. I definitely love that version. Like specifically with DC, even though Marvel has been bringing the bankroll money, I feel like DC has been the RC type of like comic movies, in the sense of like they can try to go out there and make more of like character development type of thing, where you had the Joker, you had Batman, you had who else? What another one? Even the lesser ones that I didn't like let's say Harley Quinn and the what's it called
The Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. I watched the movie. It's okay.
I still haven't seen it.
I still hate the fact that they fucked my girl. All right.
Which one is that?
Cassandra Cain.
Oh, okay.
Where they make Cassandra Cain, who is a mute, the best Batgirl, who can take on all the Bat Boys at the same time and beat them. Who Batman has said before, like she could probably beat me. They made her into what was that one? Who was that character? Indiana Jones, the very first or the second one, where the Asian kid. They short-rounded her.
Yeah.
Where
she made her a little bit more of a caricature.
Yes, the caricature, snotty nosed kid that can
Speaking of that guy, I still haven't seen this movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. But apparently,
movie.
after years of not being in front of the camera, that guy's back. You know,
Great. What was funny was that Kathleen Kennedy had to come out and say that there would be no one to carry the fedora of Indiana Jones after Indiana Jones 5, which comes out next year. But people are trying to get him now that he's kind of got this resurgence. Like, if there's anybody out there that should legitimately carry the mantle of Dr. Jones,
Him.
it would be him, because God don't make it mud. I mean, just
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
we didn't get
no.
a chance to talk about that earlier when we were talking
Yeah.
about it. I was like, is he in the new movie? I don't know.
No, I think they've come out and said that Shia LaBeouf is not in Indy 5.
No, I think Shala, he has problems of his own right now too. Like, granted, like he's trying to hide. Like, he got back into another fighter, so I think he's not doing movies right now currently.
He's an interesting dude.
Yeah,
And he's not a bad actor. It's
He's
just
not.
like that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
yeah.
It's like, all right, there's a lot about this
Yeah.
movie we need to retcon.
But there's also I also think what's that one tank movie he was in?
The tank movie?
Yeah,
Oh,
with Brad Pitt.
Fury?
Oh, with Brad Fury. I
Yeah.
heard that he was great at that.
He was
Yeah.
great in that one, and the one where he got in a fight with Tom Holland, not Tom Holland, but Tom Bane.
Yeah, Tom
Venom. He's Venom, but he was in a movie
Tom
with
Hardy.
Tom
Hardy.
Hardy.
Thank you.
Yeah, the
I
movie
said
that
Holland, and that was
yeah.
like locked in my brain.
I
all of a
know,
sudden.
but he was in the movie with him. He was great in that movie too, and supposedly, yeah, they fist fighted, and he knocked Tom Hardy out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knocked him out. Right.
That's a tall order.
Yeah.
People actually said he knocked him out. He knocked him out.
And apparently he was totally cool with it. Afterwards, he woke up and was just like, all
We're
right,
brothers,
good
man.
job.
Like, yeah, we fight right now. Is granted too. I watched Tom Hardy in Warrior, who he legit trained like an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
So
That's the
Yeah.
one with Kurt Angle, right?
yeah,
He's one of those actors that, like,
he's
I mean,
bad.
I've heard, I watched one, it took place in like, sorry.
I'm
So
wrong.
it took place in like, oh, I gotta leave some here. In like the late 1890s in England, and it was like,
Oh yeah,
he's taking
something
on
Bronson.
yeah, well, no. This was like a period piece
Oh.
where like his dad owns the lease to Vancouver Island, and like the East India Trading Company is trying to take it from him, and it was like an overseas production that I think like TNT picked up. And I remember watching it, and he's just like this guy who's like, he was in the army, in the British Army, and he was like stationed in the Congo, and he came back just like all into voodoo and just craziness. And so it was like, he was perfectly cast. But somebody told me that like working on that, he was like full method
Mhm.
and was like, you don't talk to him
Yeah.
unless you've got like the green badge, you know? Because like if you were to break his concentration, it better be important, you know. So he's like he's intense about these things. He will
That's-
do whatever it takes to
Yeah.
get into that role.
That was the same reason why when he did Fury Road with Charlize Theron, they hated each other.
Mhm.
They absolutely hate. Like, there was a particular time too where Charlize Theron, like, she tried to, like, she was scared for her life because of like how aggressive he was in the movie and during the casting or during the whole type thing. And so like it's one of those, you know, like, damn man, like you're Marlon Brando in a certain sense, because Marlon
Yeah.
Brando was crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
I know your stance on the movie, but it's what you talk about the method acting, which kind of ties into both stories. Was like that's how they came to the voice of Venom.
Yeah.
Venom was it was supposed to be they had hired another guy to voice it, but they're on set and Tom Hardy would talk to himself. And the director's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I don't know what Venom sounds like, so I'm just reading Venom's lines, so I can respond off of it." And he started doing this voice, and he's like, "Why are you doing the voice?" He's like, "Well, I need to get in character. Like, you
Yeah.
can just dub it over." And he goes, "No, just keep doing what you're doing. Hey, fire that guy over there. We don't need him anymore." So that's why he's like, if people don't know, is that Tom Hardy did the voice of Venom, and it started off with him trying to stay in character. And respond off of Venom. I know, Jerry, you hate Venom. Oh, by the way, don't see Morbius. That sucked.
I
Still
mean,
haven't seen it.
I mean,
Even the post-credit scene sucked.
granted, as much I'm a huge Venom fan of the comics, particularly original Lethal Protector, as well as Donny Cates run from 2018, and I feel like
I've read some of those.
Huh?
I think I've read some of those.
that was good. It was really Null, Null, God of Symbiotes, first being that came to that was still living in existence when the Celestials came by, and so that's a crazy little story. But like, I always thought that Venom's voice would be different in the sense of like very much that because how it was written, he was very much like not monotone, but like raspy type of voices, not that huge like I don't know that type of projection that Tom Hardy did, which granted, whatever they can do whatever they want to film, it's successful in some way or form, so whatever. But where do we go from this?
We were talking about
Tom Hardy. Oh, we talking
Yeah.
about Shia LaBeouf? That's why.
Yeah,
We just
yeah,
went to
yeah.
Tom Hardy.
But
But like,
I just had my alarm go off there a few minutes ago. I got to get out of here pretty soon. So
where can they find you, my dude?
like physically?
No.
Like on the streets?
What's your socials?
We actually had it up there just a minute
Yeah, there
ago. Yeah, that's my art page there, Drucifer Art.
Yep.
I've also got most of my stuff is available to view on artstation.com.
Yep.
/Drucifer.
Yep.
And I'm actually hoping sometime in the next few weeks to do some whatnot sales. I picked up a whole bunch of blank covers yesterday,
Nice.
so I'll probably end up having to do some blank cover sales. And
Also, that's why they got all those freaking.
yeah,
Oh,
that's funny.
okay.
I asked chicks for like 3 of the new Spawn, and she gave me like 6 of those
16,
and
I think.
Scorched. And then I was like, well, they got Gunslinger Spawn. All right, I'll grab those 2.
Yeah, man.
But I also picked up like Elvira and
Yeah.
Red Sonja and another Power Rangers one. I sold one of those at the convention last
good.
week, so it was
That's
pretty
good.
cool.
How did that go?
It was good. It was a good experience. Didn't make me rich, which is fine. I didn't expect it to, but met some good people, got some new contacts, got some good feedback from some other vendors, and and I've already had people reach out to me on Instagram. There were some people that wanted like commissions from me, and I said, well, hey, hit me up, and they already have. So
Good.
if and when those pan out, it'll have been a lucrative experience. So it's like the exposure has already paid off, but still trying to.
So should we start the campaign #Drucifer SDCC now? Get them on Artist Alley.
What does it cost to get a table there?
Last I heard, for a small table at Artist Alley, 12.
1,200. Yeah, not there yet.
Let's get them there, guys.
Not there yet. Hey, let's do a Kickstarter.
Patreon.
Are we lining things up for 2023 for Revolution?
I will probably. I'm hoping to do 1 or 2 more cons this year.
Yeah.
I grew up in Pensacola, Florida, and they have one in February. So I was like, okay, I might have to go back for that.
Okay.
So yeah, like I'm kind of planning my next move. This last week was very much like I'm just gonna put my feet up and not think about this stuff for a few days. So
Cool, man. Cool, man.
But after I walk away here, if you're at all interested, my prints are in that
Definitely will.
bucket right there.
We definitely showed that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely showed that off. All right. Also, I know we talked before, and I know we talked about it before, but you are also hopefully, I'm not trying to put any pressure on you, gonna be making our logo.
Yeah, it's only been
Talk
like
about
what, a year since we first talked about that.
Granted, yeah, stuff happens.
This
so
is
it's
the new
fine.
normal around here, I
Yeah,
guess.
man. It's not good though. Well,
You're told you got to stay home, and
I know.
can't go anywhere.
it's insane.
So,
But yeah, this is nice still though, yo. How long have you been going here, my friend?
4 years?
4 years now?
Yeah, I think I missed like the 2nd anniversary party, so it's probably sometime in the summer of whatever it was. 4 years ago.
Speaking of the Batman. There you go.
I love how he doesn't run.
Yeah.
He never ran throughout
Yeah.
the movie. He just walking.
Yeah,
Like,
hearing him like walk slowly out of the shadows and watching everybody just like, oh my god, is that him? It's
Yeah.
him, isn't it? We're all
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
die.
they didn't bring the tank car. They just brought the tank back. So
Well, he got a muscle car. It was like a Sean Murphy influenced,
Yeah.
rocket car.
yeah, which that was beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Well, anyway, great chat with you guys. This was not even planned.
No,
But it's good to have, it was good to have a good year.
Yeah, exactly. You just see what
Christopher
happens.
Art.
So
Drew Yeager.
I will be in touch.
Yep.
And I just gotta go get in front of the TV here soon.
Hey, brother.
You know what though?
Yeah.
Bag.
Oh yeah.
Just gotta get my stuff here. Okay.
Yeah, guys. That again was Drucifer Yeager, good friend of the show. I've worked with him on of course the 40 Thieves book. Good guy, really overall great guy. And so follow him at we put his socials out there. We'll follow him on Drucifer Art on Instagram. He has other socials out there. So yeah, great guy. I'm just trying to move this out. So I love this thing.
Well, let's see. We talked about the Batman. I think that was actually better than I think anything we could have talked about. We could have broken up. Well, let's break down what we learned this weekend, because this is probably going to be the one time we're going to be able to chat in the near future until we see Obi-Wan episode 3, which will probably be this Friday. Let's talk about this past weekend.
Yeah.
let's talk Star Wars Celebration.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about it last night. We got to see the trailer for Andor.
Yeah.
More of a teaser.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's another trailer to come for August 31st. By the way, what do you think? Andor, they have not said what the length of the episodes are going to be. They said Andor is going to be 12 episodes. This will make it the longest Marvel / Star Wars show on Disney Plus. The longest was Mandalorian, which was 9 episodes. This is going to be 12 episodes. One would have to assume they're going to be somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna kind of like follow the pattern of like the first shows, where like it'll have like maybe a 45-minute first 2 episodes, and then everything else kind of goes standard out.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking possibly anywhere between, or actually it might even go the route of a WandaVision, where it was 24 episodes, the first 2 episodes, and then it got longer.
It got longer as it went along, which is a possibility
Yeah.
too. We do know that obviously Andor, of course, is the character Cassian Andor.
Yep.
We learned is it Gabriel Luna? Or
I forgot his
Yeah.
name, man.
We saw him in Rogue One.
Yep.
And this is the story of him infiltrating the Empire.
Yep.
To gain access to what they're working on. Of course, we inevitably know it's the plans for the Death Star. That was announced on Thursday.
Yep.
Also, Willow, the sequel to the hit 80s show, 80s movie starring Warwick. I can't think of his last name now.
Yeah.
Who's also Wicket from Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
But Willow will be a miniseries coming out this November.
That's good too.
It looks good. And it's very much Lord of the Rings esque.
Yeah.
So almost like a cross between like they say it had a very Mandalorian feel to it as well. So
Yeah.
like maybe Mandalorian meets Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah.
speaking of our man Mando, aka Din Djarin, we found out officially that season 3
Yep.
will be hitting the streaming site in February, and shortly thereafter, we get to see your girl finally getting her own show. Ahsoka
Oh
Tano.
yeah, I cannot wait.
But also a fan favorite character has also been announced to star beside Ahsoka, and I just forgot her name.
You're talking about the Mandalorian? The
I think she's a Mandalorian.
okay,
What's her
who?
name? Ren? Something Ren? WREN?
Oh no, you got me.
Samnian. Son of a biscuit, Kevin.
Oh, dude, you caught me at a bad time, man. I like have terrible memory right now. Ren? My girl, she's from Rebels.
Yeah. So the character's name is Sabine Wren.
Sabine Wren, yeah, she was.
Will be being star Natasha Lou Cordizo.
Oh, dude, was she the voice actor for it? For the original?
She is from no, but it was this was another fan cast,
Really?
and she was in The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
But no, she was not. She has no previous affiliation
With Star Wars.
to
Okay.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
But she is.
That's interesting, considering the fact that I forgot the Mandalorian that was a part of the Death Watch. Yeah. No, I don't know.
Oh, and by the way, it was also announced. You know who's coming back?
Who?
Ahsoka's master, Anakin, is coming to Ahsoka.
What?
Hayden Christensen is signed on to be in Ahsoka.
What? Oh, probably. Okay.
Probably in flashbacks.
No, I'm feeling that it's possibly that because I'm hoping this at the end of Kenobi, and granted, Kenobi's gonna end prior to episode 3
To a New Hope.
to New Hope, but I feel like because of because Hayden Christensen now is starting to love Star Wars again, because of just how trash the recent trilogies are, and how much how amazing Clone Wars has done for his character, and he's watched Clone Wars now. I feel like he's gonna come back as a Jedi Ghost.
It's a Force Ghost. I was just thinking the same thing because I always forget Ahsoka, Mandalorian, and Boba Fett all take place after Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
And at the end of Return of the Jedi, we saw Hayden Christensen's Anakin as a Force Ghost. So maybe she finally gets. Now, okay. Do you think?
Yep.
Again, spoiler alert. Go back and watch last night's episode of Obi-Wan that we broke down, but. It was hinted at. You talked about it last night. Do you think in this season? Do you think we see Qui-Gon as a Force ghost.
I feel like that's
We've
what they're
never seen.
which I feel like that's what they're going for though,
I think so.
because they've hinted that heavily in the first episode, in the pre,
Within
in the
first,
pre,
like, in the first like 10 minutes.
in the
episode.
prologue. Yeah, in the prologue, where you have freaking Yoda. We've never seen this say like, hey, there's a thing I teach you, speaking to spirits.
And then there was a part of the episode where he sits up and he's like,
Trying to speak.
Master Qui-Gon.
Are you there? Are you there? And so like I feel like it's very much this whole thing of like the trope is there. The trope is like losing your religion, trying to regain it, type of thing, right? And so
Oh, very much. This is very
man trying to refine himself.
What's the storyline that they did for Daredevil season 3?
Oh,
The Man Without
no,
Faith.
yeah, man without fear, man with no fear.
No, Man Without Fear is
Was original.
Is the original. I think it's either Man Without Faith or
Man Who Lost?
Faithless.
Faithless?
No.
Man who lost his faith.
I can't remember. But there's a whole series where Matt loses his faith because that's the whole point of the character is his vigilante. He tries to do good by himself, but he's very devoted to his Catholic beliefs. And he finally gets to a point where he loses his faith. And it's a major storyline. It's kind of hinted at in season 3.
Yeah.
And then of course he kind of gets it a little bit back towards the end. So yeah, to me there is a little bit of that. It's like here is Obi-Wan, who is right there amongst the greats like Yoda and Qui-Gon of like, you'll never break this Jedi.
Yeah.
He's not going to be an Anakin. He's not going to be a Luke. He's not going to be whatever. Because let's face it. I mean,
Yeah.
Qui-Gon really didn't have a challenge. I'm sure Yoda maybe did, but Yoda's really never been shown on camera to have any kind of challenge with his faith.
Yeah.
But Obi-Wan has, Anakin has,
Yeah.
Luke has, Rey not necessarily, but
Rey was a horrible character in order for her to have her
I
faith.
heard Ray. If you guys ever need a Ray, Asian Ray version, I'm here.
No, not Asian Rey out there. We need a better version of that character.
yeah, check.
Okay. Again, this is a very stereotypical.
Chicky, you're blocking the artwork.
Can you move, Jay? This future artist.
You can't see me right now, but I'm face palming so hard. Good God.
so as we get closer to our before we get booted out of here.
I swear to God, if any motherfuckers come down here and try to start trouble, I will fuck you up. I love y'all. I love her to death. She's basically my freaking older sister. It's like, yeah, they're family here, so yeah. But thanks, guys.
So anyway,
Go back.
we get Ahsoka
Yep.
announced. We get Sabine Wren is announced.
Oh, I do. I love it. Sabine's coming. Of course, well, because of sorry to cut you off, Ben, but like, yeah, Sabine.
Is she a Jedi or is she a
No,
Mandalorian?
she's the Mandalorian. She
That's what I thought.
it's weird because if I remember correctly in Rebels, I think she had the dark saber.
She did have the dark saber. Okay, I did see that.
She had the
That's
dark
what I wanted
saber,
to ask you.
and so that's the thing that's kind of tripped me out because like now we're going from like how did Sabine lose the dark saber when they were trying to search for Thrawn who had I forgot his name, the main character of Rebels, because at the end of Rebels, Ezra Ridger, in order to save his crew, he had to fight Thrawn, and they basically I forgot in the Starfleet they were at Starfleet, this fucking Star Trek.
Wow,
Yeah,
there are some people that are going to kick JR's ass for getting Star Wars and Star Trek mixed up.
bring it, bro.
JJ.
Bring it. But yeah, no, in the what's it called, dude?
I can't think of it
The
either.
Republic Starfleet. But yeah. Anyways, Ezra basically had a hybrid jump out, and they had to jump out of where they were at originally, in order to save his friends, right, from the oncoming assault of whatever was left of the Republic, or no, whatever left of the Empire, because one, Thrawn is a badass. He's a fuck. I'm happy for it. I'm hoping they did Thrawn justice in a way that I feel like was a disservice to both to both oh my god, I can't remember their names right now.
But yeah, they did avoid that in
Yeah.
the talking, but that is hinted at heavily that Thrawn will be a major antagonist in Ahsoka, at least season 1.
Yeah.
Another show that was announced, of course, created by Favreau and Filoni,
Of course.
and it will be also I believe it will always be executive produced by John Watts, who of course famously did the Homecoming trilogy for Spider-Man.
Yep.
It's called Skeleton Crew. It starred Jude Law.
That's right. That's right.
They kind of teased it. They made it sound like it was going to be a kids show, but like in the vein that Rebels and Clone Wars was a kids show, but it really wasn't. It was like it kind of met both sides of the aisle. But that's all we really know. We don't know much about Skeleton Crew other than that. That Jude Law's attached, John Watts is attached, and Favreau and Filoni created it.
Sorry to cut you off.
Go right ahead.
Cad Bane. As much as I love Cad Bane in the series, and I'm telling you, they did a huge disservice. Cad Bane. Granted, like I said before, he's much older. Both him and Boba were older in Book of Boba Fett, and so of course age will play a huge role in that. But just how Cad looked like, it was very different. So I'm hoping that Thrawn, they do him a better justice. He's basically a blue man, right? He's basically a blue man, and he has very prominent features. And so I'm hoping they really cast him right. And the Grand Inquisitor, again, I'm still on the theory that was a horrendous clone, because I forgot the species that Grand Inquisitor was, but they have that species in Star Wars because they showed his species in, I think, in all the prequels actually, because they were around. Yeah, so people like that in Jedi Council. So I'm hoping.
I will say this too. Like a real quick. We didn't talk a whole lot about episode 2. We kind of hit the bullet points. But going back to Obi-Wan in episode 2, there was a moment where our boy from Boba Fett, the actor who plays Boba Fett, got to portray clone who's down on his luck.
I think that was what's called, dude. I think that was
But it was also he was a member. People pointed out because the insignia that he had on his uniform, he saw his clone uniform on. His clone helmet. He was a 501st.
Yeah.
So he was
he was a captain.
He was a badass.
It wasn't the captain, but he was definitely high up. He was a higher member in there, and so that's wild to me that they did that.
But and here's the thing too. Who was the general that oversaw the 501st? Was it Obi-Wan or was it Anakin?
I think it was Anakin.
Okay.
Yeah.
But of course, it's funny as you see heavily hinted at the very beginning of the episode with all the attention paid to Order 66 and the prequels. Yeah. We see how the Clone Troopers, and then fast forward, we're in that gap between episodes 3 and episode 4.
Yeah.
We see this clone trooper down on his luck, and then you turn around, and there's 3 stormtroopers, and it's like out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah.
So we know that Darth Vader very much has a stamp on
everything.
The new Empire now.
Which sucks, because considering the fact that I'm feeling I know we haven't gotten into a character analysis of Darth Vader post episode 3, right? Post Revenge of the Sith, right? In the sense of what's his character, his motivations, quite literally when he took over for the Empire, right? He's he quite literally had it was either the 501st, I forgot which the other one, where he had a bunch of these clone troopers who would freaking fought for him. Who would die for him because Anakin, not Darth Vader, Anakin did the same. And he and both, it was him and I think it was I forgot who it was, where they actually cared for it was him, Yoda, and another character I forgot. I think it's Ben, Obi-Wan, but they actually legitimately cared for the clones.
Yeah.
And so that was a distinct difference, and I'm hoping that there is some level of when we inevitably see Darth Vader, right, in Obi-Wan, I'm hoping they do more of a character episode for him, right, like they did with Luke in Book of Boba Fett, right? So I'm hoping they have I'm hoping they just give an episode or maybe 2 of Darth Vader to see where his headspace is at, because it's quite literally the end, quite literally 10 years after the events of Revenge, and so how is he now?
We do see our first glimpse at Darth Vader at the end of episode 2.
I'm so happy for Hayden. Yeah, I'm so happy for Hayden.
It's going to be a redemption for Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, man.
Just kind of shit on him,
which sucks. Hayden's a great guy.
And what's cool is that in the celebration, they really kind of fully embraced him. They welcomed him.
Yeah, man. I understand that people hated on Hayden because of a huge character Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader is, right? And so majority of majority of like people are gonna be really revel in their childhood, and so they're definitely gonna hate. That's the reason why people, didn't like Ray, because of how much they're trying to like. Oh, she's basically a female Luke, right? Even though she's female Luke, but without the story, with the story arc, and so I understand that standpoint. But now, just looking from how fans grew up with the prequel sequels as well as Clone Wars Saga or the Clone Wars animated series, they have a lot more empathy towards Anakin and towards Hayden Christensen. So and I'm hoping that Hayden Christensen's version of Anakin or Darth Vader is resemble that of the Clone Wars animated series, because the actor or the voice actor who voice acted for Anakin, right, has a very stern militaristic voice. For those who watch, the prequel sequels, it's very airy and like kind of like I think for a very long time, George was like, oh, let's play this like Shakespeare, right? And so that's very airy, like oh, quiet, like oh, and so it sounds very much like a play in that regard, which I feel like it shouldn't have been. Right? It should be very much like it's the Jedi who is supposed to be peacekeepers and Buddhists to a certain extent are now, the police force of a huge republic where they are, going to kill separatists. Right? Basically, they're assassins in the sense, right? Oh, he can't. We can't have my camera. Let him eat in peace. Let me eat in peace. Yeah.
All right. So other stuff that was announced for Star Wars Celebration that's coming to Disney Plus. We have Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation, the original special. I like the tagline: "The summer will be fully operational."
Wow.
I thought that was pretty funny. I'm looking at the beach ball. For those of you who don't know, it's the beach ball. It's a Death Star.
Yeah, it's a Death Star.
That's kind of funny.
Can't see it's fine.
Let's see. We have Young Jedi Adventures. I believe that's
Anime series.
Anime series.
Yeah.
I believe that was a IDW comic book.
Yeah. They had it here.
So that's kind of cool. Another adaptation that is coming to spring 2023 on Disney Plus.
Yep.
Did love that they brought back Ian McDermott, who of course the voice of Darth Sidious.
Yep.
Trying to scroll through what else we saw. Tales of the Jedi, anthology original animated shorts.
Okay.
Each story from featuring Jedi from the prequel era, streaming fall 2022.
It's the anime series, but who's doing it?
It does not say. To me, this sounds very much kind of like
Visions
a little bit.
Let's go.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be the animation, or if it was like that style, because Visions is coming back.
Okay, yeah.
I think this is going to be just like almost kind of like a what if.
Okay.
And it's going to be like, okay, let's go talk about the different Jedis to kind of tell them where the Jedis have been.
Yeah. So they're basically trying to do the same thing when Clone Wars is done for 6 to 8 years.
But yeah, I did something. I was trying to find it, but I did read somewhere that Visions is coming back. And for those who don't know, Visions was they basically let it up to artists, and a lot of them were artists from Asian culture.
Japanese specifically. Japanese, yeah. That is a like they're trying to get in that market, and fine, because Japanime has been killing every animation studio out here in the US and fighting on it. Like seriously, like the what's called. We just had One Piece, 2 years ago, overtaking the sales Batman, and Batman had 80 years on him.
And then also too is that it's kind of an homage to Dave Filoni talked about this during, I think it was either the Ahsoka panel, or the Mandalorian. I think it was the Mandalorian panel.
Yeah.
And he talked about how he's still very much dipped in
anime.
Kurosawa.
Yeah, Kurosawa. I'm hoping they bring back a lot of the production studios that did Visions, like Production IG, who did I think it was Seven Jedi.
So not only was it artist inspired every episode, but it was different
production studios,
anime studios. That's right.
And so there's a lot. It's very Japanese anime. I'm gonna get you that straight. Very much so. But there's a particular one where Production IG who did like no.
There was a couple episodes that looked like.
Well, that's where she got her style from, though. Sure. So that's the thing. As much as I love her Peach, I don't know if she'll be able to. I don't know if her art style will translate well into animated form. That's the thing. Because her stills are amazing. It's just more so right now, like production IG, they did for those. They did, I think, Cowboy Bebop. They did their legendary production studio. They're the ones that did the Seven Jedi, which I think was episode 7 in Visions, and that was particularly my favorite one. And I feel like very much was the most Star Wars s fucking shit I've ever seen as from a Japanese studio. And that's with watching 6 episodes prior to that of all Star Wars stuff. Like, dude, it's fucking awesome. Like, dude, what like the first 2 episodes, right? They had this wandering Ronin samurai slash Jedi, right, who was trying to fight off this other Sith, who's trying to fight off the Sith who was terrorizing this town. Lo and behold, he brings out his saber. It's a red saber. Like, oh shit, it's 2 Sith fighting each other. And we come out when he defeats this character, it finds out he's actually a Sith hunter. He has a bunch of Sith sabers on his cloak. I'm like, oh.
And we did see that hinted at reverse
Yeah.
in Obi-Wan that the Inquisitors
Yeah.
are Jedi hunters.
And so just stuff like that, it's just give the Japanese Star Wars and let them just play. Granted, give them.
Pretty much what they did.
There's some of those things are like, okay, that's kind of hard. That's very Japanese. Like I forgot which it was. It was the twins, the Sith twins, right? Where the brother was more of like, no, let's not be Sith anymore. Let's be good, right? And in order for him to protect his sister or like get his sister come back to hit the good side, he he was on his, I think, X-wing. No, yeah, his X-wing, and he flew his X-wing like he flew his he went to hyperdrive, and he on top of it on the X-wing, and his whole lightsaber went through the Imperial Mata.
Oh, jeez.
Straight through it, and it just destroyed everything. Very anime. And I'm like, okay, they're going crazy, whatever. It's like they barely use Star Wars anyway, so there's that.
So,
But
yeah, Vision should be coming back.
That's great.
Real quick, going back to Mandalorian season 3, which we said we will get in February.
Yep.
Pedro Pascal on the Star Wars YouTube site did an interview, about 10-minute interview, and they asked him like describe season 3 in 3 words, and he says it was intense. I can't remember what the second word was, but he goes surprises.
Okay.
So he says we are going to be in for some major surprises in it.
good. It's
But one would have to believe that we are leading towards
Mandalorian Civil War.
Mandalorian Civil War. That he's going to go back to the
Mandalore.
The Mandalore. We know that Bo-Katan is coming back.
Yep.
Katie Sackhoff is coming back.
Yep.
And which means, well, you know what that means. We're
Everything.
going to see a fight for the Black Saber.
That's it. Like that's outside. There you go. Thank you. Katie Sackhoff was the original voice actress for Bo-Katan. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I thought that that Sabine was the actress who played Sabine was gonna be it. Granted, the actress who played Sabine doesn't look like Sabine, so I understand why they had some.
It was a fan cast, and I think there was an
Yeah.
episode because I think the character has short hair in the cartoon,
She does.
and there was a movie that this actress did that she had short hair, and people were like, wow, she looks a lot like Sabine Wren.
Yeah.
Now, I did not know this.
Yeah.
So they did a full panel for Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And with Rosario.
Yeah.
And she gave out a shout out to our boy, Boss Logic.
Hey.
You're probably wondering why. I didn't know this. Boss Logic is the one responsible for getting Rosario Dawson casted as Ahsoka because he kind of willed it into existence. He
Yeah.
did fan art.
Yeah, man.
So I think either he did it as a commissioner or someone commissioned him to do, hey, can you do Rosario as Ahsoka? And he drew it. He's like, whoa.
That's good, right?
Oh my gosh! Like I can't unsee it.
Yeah. I mean, like, as much I forgot the original actress's name who voiced her. It's like I'm not gonna butcher her name. Eckert is her last name. I forgot her first name. But as much as people want to see her, she does not look like Ahsoka, right? She's very bubblegum pop. If you know what I'm talking.
That's what's so tough.
Yeah.
I think they had the actress
I would.
who played
Yeah.
that did the voice.
Give the actress any type of
Ashley,
yeah.
Ashley Eckstein.
Eckstein, there you go.
And
Yeah.
she was there.
Yeah.
She was on a panel
Yeah.
with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
from which is funny because I don't think either one of them did their respective voices in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But they wanted to give her some love.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does not look like Ahsoka at all.
That's what I'm saying. So like, as much as I would love Ashley to be Ahsoka, like I understand why they went a different route, right? Because you have to find that person not just has a look for Ahsoka, but more so like is in love with the character as much as Ashley's been. Like Ashley's played Ahsoka for damn near a decade
I
now.
realized that Ahsoka Tano had one of the voices in Rise of the Skywalker.
Of course.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the reason why people thinking like, oh, maybe are they fully like adopting that Ahsoka's in Star Wars now? Is it Kathleen Kennedy's like saying now that, oh, cool, now Clone Wars is quote unquote, canon, even though it's supposed to be. It's just the fact that Kathleen Kennedy has been very hands off with Clone Wars and EU, and let's just talk about someone's interpretation of like, oh, now we're looking to EU, even though she said before. What was the thing she talked about?
Kathleen Kennedy, the writer, there's a project they're working. I think it's either Ahsoka
and High Republic. I remember that.
Ultra High Republic.
Yeah, end of High
That's what it
Republic.
was. So they're developing a High Republic either series or movie, and they said that basically, I can't find the exact quote, but basically summarizing it was, you can't do High Republic without acknowledging the EU because there's certain characters you need to be able to pull off High Republic, and those characters did not exist in grand Marvel canon. So I get why they did. For those who don't know what the extended with EU is, extended universe was the books that George Lucas said, fine, you can write, you can use my characters and write these great stories. And all the writers worked together, all telling different stories, but telling one grand story. Yeah,
EU of course had like Timothy Zahn, who made the Amazing Thrawn books. We had all of we call it the comics from Dark Horse. I forgot the name of it right now. They're selling like crazy right now. We get characters like Mara Jade.
Are we doing shots or are we doing beer? We're doing beer. Is it cold?
Yeah, perhaps.
Cool enough.
Cold enough?
Really?
Oh, come on, Q.
Q, the
co-owner,
the owner of the store.
the owner's husband.
Yeah.
The guy who can't take a picture without looking like a badass or a drunk.
Probably both at the same time. Okay. You want one?
You got a toasty toast.
Yeah.
Oh, toast to 6 years.
6 years, man.
Toasty toast with.
They foam a little bit.
Wow.
They foam a little bit. They got a lot of head on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, suck them head.
Toast.
6 years?
6 years. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
This is Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA.
This is new one. This is the American Lager.
Oh, okay.
It tastes good.
This came out on March 16th, 2016, Stone Cold Day.
Oh,
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Where am I?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
cheers. Drink responsibly.
But you Stone Cold. You gotta do fingers.
Drink responsibly. We are live everywhere else, but and Twitch. I think they're not.
Oh, we're everybody here.
Yeah, we're good though.
So, anyways, so Kathleen, I think she's kind of avoiding it. The events that happened was, the story that George Lucas had written for the sequel trilogies for years was based on the EU, based on the twins and all that stuff.
Like obviously.
So,
sorry to cut you off, man. But when people say the twins, right? When we say the twins, it's Jaina and Jace Solo, which they're the
Han and
Leia's kids, twins, and they have another kid named Anakin Solo. No.
No, they have a Ben Solo. Isn't it Ben Anakin?
Yeah, it's Ben Solo, and so you have the twins who in EU, which is called Extended Universe, is basically Rey and Kylo, where the whole thing of them having that twin thing of like they can see each other from far away, all these other crazy powers, Jaina being trained under Luke. So Luke actually trained her, and you have this fall of Jace, where Jason, I think, where he becomes a Master Jedi, and he falls, becomes a Sith. And not only that, but in EU spoilers, he kills Mara Jade, who is Luke's wife.
That's right. That's where it was. Okay.
And so it's like, bro, like why don't you just have EU already, man? Like no,
And a lot of it had to do with when Lucas felt kind of slighted when he. Because he basically said with the hatred towards
yeah,
the remakes and the prequels,
yeah,
he said he would never make the sequels.
which yeah,
So when he sold Lucasfilm to Disney, and I guess when they were negotiating, they had said, well, "What are you going to do with it?" And he goes, "Well, we're going to make the sequel trilogies." And Lucas basically told him, "You can't have my script." And so they were forced to write themselves out of a corner because you couldn't do the EU without addressing George's sequel script.
Yeah.
Of course, that has since been they've reconciled.
Yeah. I mean, having Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau helm a bunch of shit is like can really smooth out stuff.
So I do like the fact that they're not contradicting each other at all, but I think they're going to pick and choose the EU characters that they want.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to do a great job. As long as Filoni and Favreau are in charge, we're good.
I mean, also too, like you can also during EU as well. They're looking at the possibility of like I forgot what it was, but they were talking about another alien species that was in a different light system that the Jedi were gonna fight because they were a warring party. They actually there was a couple comics of it too out for a while until Disney bought them out, or even I think even after Dark Horse made a couple of comics still referencing EU, and you have this huge history of EU of like the Old Republic games from EA, which those are fucking classics from BioWare. You have New Republic stuff, or High Republic stuff, which is more the recent stuff.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of those books out right now. Talking about High Republic, you have Luke with kids and a wife, right? You have one of his kids named Obi-Wan or Ben. Yeah. Well, who names him after Obi-Wan. I think the third child for the Solo is actually Anakin Solo.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you have this huge storyline, you have this huge history of just EU stuff that's made from fans of the story who are amazing writers. Timothy Zahn again, man. He's a legendary writer, man. Legendary writer.
I think I do have a Zahn book somewhere.
Yeah. I know, as well as there's just so much history of Star Wars that the fans who became writers, who have risen the ranks of like artists and everything, right? Wanted to continue the story, wanted to know more about Star Wars and the universe, and so they've written stories about it. And basically, again, George's like, yeah, cool. It's gonna take me a while to make movies and everything else, so go ahead, do it. Yeah, sure. And so you have all this the Dark Horse stuff. Some of them is hit and miss, but like some of the crazy shit from Dark Horse, where they really delve deep into like how strong a Jedi can be. Like bro. Like some of the stuff that I'm hoping happens would completely dwarf a lot of like Marvel stuff, Marvel feats, like Luke going from a planet to planet that was set out in the books, right? Him pulling moons to him, Luke freaking stopping black holes, like bro. Like this is stuff I will get hyped for. This is like superhero shit, and not only that, but like Jaina being fucking badass, like stopping stopping like a force lightnings out and repivoting them back into someone else, and like it's just a bunch of crazy shit that I wished happened and people made more attention of. And I just had his name, man, but the character that was, one second, I gotta remember his name, the legendary character from Book of Boba Fett. I literally just forgot his name. I don't remember him.
Well, while Jared finds out, we're close down towards 3 o'clock.
Yeah, we have to.
Let you guys know you can follow us on social media at PS Comics I Love You on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitch, on all social media PS Comics I Love the letter U on Twitter. Of course, you can always.
Yeah, we had the
Gotta love Q.
Like saying, we had the fucking,
Don't forget, you can always stream us on Twitter, Twitch,
on your
Facebook
table.
Watch, and YouTube. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and of course,
I love him so much.
Oh, He's hysterical.
I love
Get
him so
him
much.
going.
I love him so damn much, man.
Taserface.
Okay, so anyways, sorry to go up, but yeah, Cad Bane. When Cad Bane was in Clone Wars, that was basically a nuke on the battlefield. He bested two Jedis, and not just any Jedis, Luke and Ben and Obi-Wan at the same fucking time. Like, this is how badass his character was. He was on the same levels as Jedis, and I understand a lot of the animosity held towards the representation of who Cad Bane, for what they showed during Book of Boba Fett. I'm still gonna say though, like, dude, like he's old now, like in the 70s or something like that. So still to be that old and be that merciless is a great thing to see. But overall,
Overall, I'm looking forward to it. Star
Yeah.
Wars Celebration was a lot of fun, and we'll see if Lucasfilms brings anything to San Diego Comic-Con.
Yep.
No panels for that has been uploaded yet.
Nope.
We probably won't know until probably like mid next month.
Yeah.
And as announcements come down, of course, we'll post stuff on Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram.
I will say too, even though I played Fallen Order, I want this guy to play it. I want you to play it.
Okay. The last time I played a Star Wars game was Battlefront, so I kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. They did announce a couple new video games.
Survivor, which is the second, what is the sequel to Fallen Order, which still has Cal Kestis. So I do feel like if you want to not just play the game but also live stream it on our live stream PS Comics I Love You at Twitch, and have your reaction to it.
I will have to do it. I will have to get some more.
Yeah.
I just got my. I don't have a PS5 like this guy.
It's on PS4 too, though.
I have my PS4. I've got to get it kind of hooked up in
I-
my office.
Yeah, I will say, if you ever do want to get PS5, I recommend playing on PS5 because its loading times are horrendous on PS4. And,
So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for our first live show. We got to skedaddle so that chick can get all the bandwidth for Whatnot, which is coming up in about an hour.
Yeah.
But we told her we'd be done by 3.
Yeah.
Thank you for Drew Yeager for coming
Yeah.
by. Thank you for Chick Holiday and her artwork. Whatever you want to move JR out of the way one more time.
Yeah, can you kindly please move? Because
wow.
this lovely, because I don't know what is your problem. Why are you sitting and covering my? I'm sorry. This artist's artwork.
Oh god. Where can they find you?
Where can they find? Oh, this artist?
No, here.
Oh, here. I thought you were talking about the artist herself. Well, she's low key. Are we talking about the store?
The store.
Oh, I'm sorry. Comic Asylum Palm Desert.
Yeah.
There's a mini gallery behind the comic book shop. Sometimes it's a diner too, because if you're lucky, she might cook you some Filipino or feed you, because you can't, basically leave the store hungry. I mean, she'll even cook for you. But yeah, so we are at, where the heck do I? I'm sorry. I haven't eaten, and can I just tell you guys this? I'm crying deep down inside because I'm feeding everybody here right now, and I haven't fed myself. And I made me rice, and I don't make my rice in a rice cooker. Yes, give me crap. I don't do rice cooker. I'm the only Asian, possibly Filipino, that doesn't do rice cooker.
I love how she wanted to shoo us away, but now she's having full starlight. Go ahead, Ate.
No. I'm ranting about myself here because I'm starving.
Okay.
So, and then come to find out, this stupid rice cooker, I forgot to put the little button to press it down, so it's not cooked. So I'm like 45 minutes later, I kept going back, and I'm like, damn, my freaking rice. And now my rice is over, I think I put too much water. And so, oh my God, wait, I'm covering
Filipino
this.
problems.
I'm sorry. So
Where can they find you?
now I'm like, wait, I'm telling about the story about the rice cooker. Don't be mean. And so I'm stirring the rice to keep the water, dry out the water, and take out the top, and we smell the jasmine in my comic book store.
Fancy.
And so, yeah. So, but are you asking if I ate? No, I haven't eaten. Yeah, that's why I'm dying here.
Okay.
So anyway, what were you asking me again?
Where can they find Comic Asylum?
Where can they find? Well, we are centrally located in Coachella Valley, in between Palm Springs and Coachella. Everybody knows about Coachella, so in between. So right here. The other desert cities, if you're passing by 10 East, Yeah. Do I have to give them specific address or what? Or direction?
You could if you want. You could.
I don't have the address. Oh, what, you need to turn it?
Yep.
Well, back in the day, back in the day, I
God.
sound like so old. By there, I just turned 18 yesterday.
Okay.
Again. So, well, remember when before, like, there's no Google Maps or Garmin and all that stuff, and
Not
literally, like, people at the gas station will draw you the freeway and the outline of where you're gonna go.
Yeah, a couple of reasons, guy.
Okay,
Yeah, a couple of
so and I go on tangent here. So we're gonna go on the freeway to the rice cooker and the store. And this artist again, she's an upcoming artist. Wait, right here. Actually, we have a special guest there, but I'm not gonna.
Where can they find your social?
Social number.
Where can they find you your social?
Oh, I'm sorry. Instagram is Comic Sans Palm Desert. And this artist's Instagram is Chicks Hearts too.
Oh, that's what
Oh, yeah, it was.
Chicks
Okay.
Hearts.
Chicks Hearts.
I can't believe you guys. I thought like you guys were
I
plugging
was
me
gonna
the
give the other
whole
one, but I was like, I don't
time.
think you want that one out.
No.
Facebook, Instagram, Facebook.
Facebook, that's for old people. Don't. Oh my God, half of your freaking people
I
is on
wasn't gonna say
Facebook,
anything.
right?
I wasn't gonna say anything. Okay. Where they can find you? Where can they find you? What app? Oh, what's that?
Question.
Yes.
Facebook is for our relatives that long lost relatives that wants to like, hey, how are you doing? I'm your cousin, and like, can you send $100?
That's only Filipinos. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. So that's why I don't barely go to Facebook. So
Okay.
Instagram though, we have a website, Comic Sans Palm Desert. We do pre-orders there. Basically, all you need to know about the store is basically there.
Mhm.
And
What's your WhatsApp?
What's up?
what's up? What's up?
What's that? What's your
What's
not?
not?
What not? What's not?
Comic Sans. Everything's Comic Sans. Literally, I'm gonna get a tattoo right here on my chest. It says Comic Sans Palm Desert.
No.
Love the life.
Probably not there.
Not here.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, guys, you can definitely catch the what's not what up.
What
Today, yeah, we're doing it at 4 to 6 apparently because I'm so hungry. I put 4 to 6.
Okay, we're gonna let Chico eat. All right, guys.
Well, aren't you guys gonna introduce the?
He's busy. He's eating. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother him.
I'm not going.
He's your exclusive.
Bye.
Hey guys, have a good one. Cheers to 6 years.
This is yours.
In the broadcast.